So, hi, my name is Aaron. We're here with.
Officer Fabian.
Officer Lori.
And Anthony.
And the first question for today is what is y'all's top priority as being police officers for this school?
Well, our top priority is always the safety of our staff and students.
We make sure that y'all stay protected throughout the day.
Okay, well, just in case, how would y'all plan on protecting us if an intruder or a bad person gets into the school?
So when a situation like that happens, we do have cameras all around the school as well. And then we have a trusty dispatcher who's constantly monitoring those cameras daily. And on our part, we do these daily checks. So if we see anything suspicious, say for instance somebody coming into the school and you're planning on doing something that's harmful to others, what we end up doing is putting the whole school on lockdown, and then we start what we do is we start trying to neutralize where the threat is, and then we go from there. And it's not just me. So once that comes over the radio, every campus officer hears it, even, our PSO Joe. So everybody, our PSO Fabian. So every officer will hear what we broadcast out. And so when I say everybody's coming, everybody will be coming.
That's very good.
And what do y'all do when there's nothing to do?
Go ahead, Joe.
Well, we stay training, just like you guys have work to do when you guys aren't learning in class, catching up on your homework. We do the same thing. So I'll train with the dog, and we continually try to make each other better.
And we steadily do active shooter training or any training that's assigned to us from our department.
Okay, well, on a scale of 1 to 10, how do you guys really enjoy your jobs as police officers at the school?
I enjoy my job. I love my job. I've always wanted to be an officer. So when I finally became an officer, it was a dream come true for me, because this is what I dreamed of doing, and I accomplished that goal for myself. And despite what a lot of the media thinks about police and people in general, how they perceive us, it makes me more determined to prove them wrong.
That's good.
On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd say a 10. I really enjoy what I'm doing. I've been doing it for a long time. And, coming from a dispatch background, you get calls, choking baby, you get an active shooter. So it's stuff like that keeps you going, trying to keep everybody safe. And I think to do this job, you really have to have a servant's heart. And I think that that's what we have. I love coming to work. Not a day goes by that I wake up and I'm like, man, I got to go to work. This is going to suck. Just like you guys do with school.
Yeah.
But I got an awesome partner. We get along great. We have a lot of fun.
Yeah. And the argument you see is just like brotherly, sisterly love.
Gotcha. Yeah, I know how that feels. I got two sisters. They will not stop annoying me every day.
Hey,
And
that's life.
And that's a joke for me, annoying me every single day.
But it's also a way to de-stress. If you got a lot going on, this is how we vent. This is how we push through. You always got to be able to laugh. You can't take the seriousness of the job home with you.
Yeah.
Okay, because then it starts to build up.
It starts to wear on you. And so what happens is that in this job, you have to build a tough exterior. You have to be able to handle what people dish out. So if those students that constantly like to roast other students or teachers, you have to learn not to let that get to you. And when it's too much, there's always a line that's crossed. You just have to let them know, hey, look, there's a line, just don't cross it, and we'll be fine. But If you want to be funny, I can be funny too. I can roast you too. I can tell you some stuff too. I roast Joe on a daily basis.
We burn each other every day, and that's with the whole department.
Same as me and Aaron. We do
Yeah.
that a lot too.
Except
So-
Joe's burns aren't that funny.
If you look
Same
at our
as his.
chief, you know, our chief is so stressed, his facial hair fell out. So, you know, that's something to look for next time you see him walk in the hall, and you got to tell him, hey, lighten up.
He's not gonna know what you're talking about. So,
He'll know. He'll know.
but that's what we do. I mean, in this job, as bad as things can get, we always have to see the lighter side, and we always have to make sure, because if we see something horrible and that's distressing on us, and you know, have some type of you know, what we see, we have to have, like you said, not take that home. We have to lighten the mood. We have to make sure that we don't bring this home to our families, because what we do, we project onto our families. So, for instance, if you go home and you're upset, your mom's going to feel you're upset. And maybe you don't want to talk about it. But it becomes a chain reaction.
Because you bring that attitude home, and then you give it to your mother, your father. They get an attitude. They take it out on the family. So it keeps going like that.
Yeah.
And you have to remember, one of the reasons why we do this in the school is because, you know, Officer Lori did say, you know, sometimes we get a bad reputation. There are bad cops out there, but for every bad cop, there's 2 good cops out there. You know, so we constantly have to prove ourselves to the public to let them know, hey, we're here for you. You know, the best way to do that is starting off with people of your age and younger, which is why, you know, we're in the elementary schools, middle schools, high school, because you guys are the face of the future.
So we have to build those bonds with y'all, because when you grow up and you have a bad encounter with someone of, you know, of what we do, somebody blue, you're always going to know not everyone is like that, because you've met some that are not like that.
And what time do y'all clock into work?
Well,
I never clock out. Justice is always on duty.
you're not Batman, dude. Chill out.
I was about to say Batman 2.0.
-2.
Okay, why did you, what inspired you to work in the police industry?
What inspired me for public safety is pretty personal. When I was 16, my oldest brother killed himself. So it was from doing research and listening to the 911 call and hearing the call taker try to talk my brother down from doing what he was going to do. And I thought that was very admirable, and that's the day that I decided that this was the field that I wanted to be in.
Me, I have an uncle who started off here in Ferris, and you know, he worked as an officer here in Ferris, and ended up moving up in, you know, in his line of work. Pretty soon he was a deputy for Ellis County. And so my uncle is my grandmother's brother. And so I always saw what he did, and I admired what he did. And every time he came to family gatherings, you know, he would always have his badge and his gun on him. And, you know, just the way he held himself together, knowing that not many of our family members liked what he did, he didn't care. And I like that about him. You know, my uncle, he's retired. He's a retired investigator, because he used to also do the investigations for Ellis County. And so like I said, I fell in love with him doing this job whenever I saw him on TV. He wrote a book about this really horrible crime that happened here in Ellis County, and he helped with the investigation on it. And he's also on one of those crime channels, or one of those crime shows. I'm not sure which one, but I saw him and I was like, I want to do that. And so that I don't know how old I was, but I was like, that is my career. I mean, it took me a while to get where I'm at, but that's why I do what I do.
And where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Where I see myself in 5 years, I don't. I honestly don't know. I see myself in law enforcement. I still see myself, doing what I love, but I do also see myself further in this career. Hopefully in 5 years, I'll be, I will either be a sergeant, a lieutenant. Just that is the goal. That's where I see myself.
I see myself as chief of police. As soon as our chief stops losing all of his hair.
Okay, well, do you enjoy being a police officer at Ferris in specific, or would you like to go somewhere else?
I enjoy this job. I enjoy this place because they're the first ones who gave me the opportunity to, live my dream. And so I've been here already for over 5 years, about close to 6 years I've been here. And so I wouldn't mind staying here. I do have children that go here. I would like to see them graduate here in this district. But as maybe when they're graduating, I could see myself doing something working with another department.
Yeah.
Something a little bit more something, I guess, where I can because in this district we're officers. The city police and the ISD police, we have come together. It's been years in works, but we've come together. We do training together, and we do our best to try to aid them, and they try to aid us. If we have something, they come and aid with something, whatever's going on here. If something were to happen, so they got our backs, we got their backs. But as a district officer, there's certain crimes you handle here, and then there's certain crimes you handle outside the district. With doing the ISD police department, you don't get as many cases as you would on the street. So I want to say that's a fast moving pace, and I think that's where I after my children graduate, I would see myself kind of in that fast moving pace.
So more action.
More, I guess you could say that, more action.
Yeah.
But with more action comes more responsibility.
More danger.
Your hours change. You could be doing 16-hour work days, double shifts, overtime. Here, for us, it's Monday through Friday. Typically, 7 to 4. You don't work weekends. You don't work holidays. We're off during the summer. As to where in the district, you're working all those days.
Yeah.
You're always on call.
And that's why I said I wouldn't mind doing that after all my children graduate, because I wouldn't have nothing to come home to, because my husband works a lot. So it's more or less like it would just be me at the house. I'd rather be out there.
Yeah, I got you.
So for me, I'm not a police officer. I'm a public safety officer. So the plan is to go into the academy and become a full-fledged Officer Armendariz 2.0. But
nobody can ever beat me.
But at my age, I do not want to work for a city department. I did that working 911 with Dallas, which is a huge city. So you see how much they do. I would rather stay here as a officer for the school district.
Got it.
And where do y'all stay when you're not patrolling the hallways?
Where do we stay? Like in the building?
Yeah.
Well, whenever I need to catch up on work, when I say work, like paperwork, I'll go to my office and finish up that paperwork.
And her office could be found main hallway. My office, 6th grade hall, room number 117. I take donations.
But I do. I actually, y'all see me all the time. I'm always standing in the hallway.
Yeah.
I like to linger in the hallways.
How do you feel about most of the students that go here?
Joe?
Most of the students are pretty cool. This is my first time at the junior high. I was at the high school last year. I learned, I'd say, about 25% of everybody's names. So this year I'm trying to do a lot better and learn everybody's name.
Yeah.
So
I'm
that's-
halfway there. Most of y'all remember me from the intermediate.
Yeah.
Whenever I used to work on that campus. So learning all the kids'
Did
names.
y'all ever get all the stuff from theater and all that?
You know, on this campus, I want to say it's not that hard to learn students' names, but you do learn the ones that stand out the most, if you know what I'm saying. Right, Aaron?
Yeah.
And you guys are a good group of students.
And do y'all have a lunch break?
We do, but most of the times, our lunch breaks, we're still working through and on our lunch breaks. So even if we go on lunch break, sometimes we may get a call out to go do something. We have to leave our food there and go deal with that. So sometimes we do get the whole full break, and sometimes we have to leave our food, and
Sometimes you don't even eat till you get home.
sometimes you won't eat.
Wait, but like, if y'all have to like leave the food, y'all wrap it up, right?
Yeah, well, of course.
I was about to say that's
So
way.
y'all still on patrol even though it's y'all lunch break.
Always on duty.
So we have to, sometimes if we're starving and we just need that fuel just to go on, sometimes we just stuff our faces real quick. We don't even get to sit down, you know. You know, when you do that quick eat, you just like, yum, 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 yum. That's what happens.
That's what I did this morning. I was like quickly eating my breakfast because I woke up a little late. So I had to quickly eat my breakfast and
Mm-hmm. Just like that. That's how we have to eat sometimes. Sometimes we eat on the go.
Oh, do y'all enjoy do y'all enjoy other officers being with them?
I don't know about, Officer Fabian. But the other officers are pretty cool.
Me personally, I wouldn't let that slide.
Hey, I'm the most popular one in the group. I have to learn how to take a hit every now and then. But I always...
What he means by most popular
I
is
always
he get picks on the most.
get the bottom line.
Me personally.
I get the bottom line. And when I get them back, it's in front of a group. Or it's on air, just like this. That's going to be podcasted to, 7,000 people?
Yeah.
So everybody's going to know that Chief is losing his hair. So I'm good with that.
Man.
Everybody
Yes,
knows
but-
Officer Armendariz has 6 kids. I'm good with that. 4 of them locked up. Hey.
Wow. Okay, well, that is all of our questions for today. I will enjoy seeing y'all next time. This
Excellent. It
has
was good to
been
be here.
Yeah.
Cop Corner, and we are signing off. See ya.
My name's Aaron.
Just say bye.
Also, bye.